Nothing in this recording is intended as investment advice, and the people in this recording may hold positions in the companies they talk about. Do not make any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to Zak's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined by Jonathan Owen, CEO at Metals One. How are you today, Jonathan?
Morning, Zach. Very well, thanks. How are you?
Right, we're normally speaking after decent news, and the latest decent news was from last week, which was the high-grade nickel, copper, cobalt, zinc intersections in Finland.
That's right. Now, this is really exciting for us. This is, of course, we're sitting on almost 60 million ton resource at the moment. Our longer-term goal is to get that up to 200 million tons, and these assays now are on our third target, the P1 target, and this demonstrates that we've got the runway to get that 200 million tons. It's just effectively it's significantly dropped our exploration risk, and that's the headline here. And these are amazing grades.
And I mean, you're talking about the tonnage that you're trying to get to. Is that how important is that to you in terms of maybe market sentiment, perception, etc.?
But the 200 million ton target is admittedly an arbitrary target that we set ourselves when we listed. We had to set ourselves a goal and hold ourselves to that. We very quickly doubled our resource. So we listed with 28 million tons. We've got that up to 57, 58 million tons very quickly within 12 months of listing. So we're on that trajectory to the 200 million tons. What that 200 million tons means, let's say from economically or from a mining perspective, that's to be determined. So we're undertaking the preliminary economic assessment or scoping study, as some people call it. We hired Wardell Armstrong International Mining Consultancy to do that independently. We're hoping to have that done in December, and that will tell us, what is the break-even point in terms of tons, and we're hoping that with the 58 million ton resource, that in itself would be self-supporting. That would stand up as a viable tier one producing asset. The 200 million tons then would be additional jam on the cake.
And in terms, I mean, the news flow really this year has been generally positive to very positive. You terminated the Gunsin farming agreement, and obviously that showed the confidence that you and your directors have in what you're doing, and you've doubled the MRE over the summer. So, is there anything else left to do for 2024?
Well, we're still standing by for the assays from our Norway project, the Rana project. That's the farming or JV with Kings Rose Mining listed ASX. So they've been drilling away over the summer. So waiting for the assays for that. That's going to be quite exciting. And then, of course, we're waiting for the outcome of the scoping study, the preliminary economic assessment of our Finland projects. And that's the big one. And that will give us the economics for the projects, the all important capex, NPV, IRR, all that lovely stuff that people want. And hopefully the market will translate those values to that'll get attributed to our market cap, and we'll see that should be a significant catalyst for our share price. But it will also underpin our application to the EU for strategic project status, which is hugely exciting in itself, because that opens up then the opportunities for non-dilutive EU funding, so EU grants, etc., to bring the project to fruition.
I mean that the funding aspect, I think, isn't that the main one at the moment, in the sense that the more good news you come up with, the closer the market thinks you are to having to raise money to develop these projects or start production, for instance, as well. Do you think the market's actually understood that you are a leading contender for non-dilutive funding from the EU?
I'm not convinced that they are. We're doing everything we can to highlight this opportunity, and we will just keep banging the drum, and people will sit up. This process, this strategic project in quotations, is a relatively new process for the EU. So Not that well known, but it's gaining momentum day by day, week by week, and it'll become more and more apparent to the market that these opportunities exist and they're real, and we are a real contender for this funding.
And do you have any time scale on that? Because obviously, it would be transformational for the company if there was any solid news on that front.
Yeah, so the application window for that status is in Q1, so in January, and it closes in March. Hence why we're doing the preliminary economic assessment now, because that is a requirement. It underpins our application. So we'll get that done in December. That will then support our application in the new year, and then we should hear, let's say, before Easter, and then off we go to the races.
Well, we look forward to that because it would change the direction of travel at the moment. In the meantime, Jonathan Owen, CEO at Metals One, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.